So Sam, what do you want to tell us about this card here? What's the background color?
Well, it's yellow.
Yellow. Okay.
So it's a goal.
And what's going on in the art?
Well, it's a dog with black and green suit, and there's this red thing on its chest, and there's mountains all over it.
Wow. Okay, that's such a good art description. I don't know. Is there anything at the bottom?
No.
All right. I don't know that we even need to go into what's at the top. Do you? So I think these guys can probably get it from that.
We can?
What set is it from?
I don't know.
That's cheating.
Okay, don't tell. Well, it means it's either in...
Wait, you said a dog in a suit?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
A dog in a suit. So I'm gonna guess it's a werewolf of some sort, maybe?
But yeah, that's... But it doesn't... It's an instant or sorcery.
Oh,
or
right,
land,
it's not a... Oh.
or an enchantment.
And it's golden. What?
All right, I think we probably let this go on long enough. What's at the top?
Hit points 90, and it's a fighting type.
That's cheating.
What?
Mike, is it a Hearthstone card?
What?
Or a Magic card?
No, it's a Pokemon card.
It's a Pokemon card?
Yeah, because it's got fighting type.
I was at Lucky's today to pick up a couple cards for the PPTQ that I might be going to on Saturday. And we went ahead and got her a booster pack, and she was like, wouldn't it be funny if I did a card out of this? And I'm like, yes! I didn't spend like 10 minutes on it. It's called a Zygarde. I guess this is one of these ones that it's after my time. But this is from the latest
It's
set.
a really... it's a really strong...
Here, let me see if I can... Oh, I don't have a camera here. I would show it to you.
It's from Pokemon XYZ?
It's from, I think, Sun and Moon. And
yeah, it's from Sun and Moon.
It's from the latest set, and it is a dog wearing what looks almost to be like a superhero suit.
It's Sun and Moon Forbidden Light.
Okay, so yeah. So and if you
spell the name of this thing,
ZYGARDE.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell?
The pictures I'm finding are not.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's a snake with a flamingo thing behind it.
Oh, jam! Hello again and welcome to the Mana Pool. It has been far too long since I got to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Because we didn't record last week. Not terribly sorry about that. And then the week before we didn't record because I wasn't in town, but there was still a show that went up, so you guys didn't miss a week. But we did. So we haven't recorded together in 3 weeks, and that's weird. But, hello, we're back. I'm Chewy. I am not having the sniffles, and I'm the lead dork, and there's some other dorks, one of which has the sniffles. Who is it? Find out at the end. Or, at some point during the episode. Hi, dorks.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the lead Rambler Tangent Master and all-around preview aficionado of the group. Get ready to hear a lot of me talking. And I don't have the sniffles so much, but I've been sneezing a lot to the point that even my wife was like, you've been sneezing a lot. I'm like, yes. Yes, I have.
Crap, I forgot what order we went in. I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy. And I'll show up to the show in a minute. I promise.
Will you, though?
I hope.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I am Captain Sniffles. Although that is not a new title to be added to my incredibly long title as it is.
Is that your superhero name? Captain Sniffles?
Yeah, I just have to make sure I have a really
every
good costume
dork.
to protect my secret identity.
And when every dork is Dirk, no one will be. That actually makes no sense.
The city will look up and be like, blow your nose. And I'll look down at them and say,
We see
no.
those bat bookers.
All right then. So Captain Sniffles writes again, and we're back, and it's core set time. Core sets are back. Core set 2019 is in full effect with preview season already. Never mind, the battle bond just happened, like literally 2 weeks ago now.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're already getting core set cards. No, we didn't get a preview because screw us. But apparently we're going to get one for Ravnica. We will see. He said it on Twitter, so I'm going to screenshot that and hold it against him.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Kim asked, hey, did you guys not get any preview cards? You made it sound like you didn't. I was like, nope. And then Blake was like, yeah, core set filled up faster than we thought, but I've got them down for Ravnica. So, we'll see. Luckily, I think there will be a break. I don't think there's any new products coming out between...
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, when does Commander come out? Is that a thing? Is there a Commander set coming out between the core set and Ravnica? Oh god.
I don't know.
Anyway, so core set, yes. I legitimately don't know how to start talking about this because there are too many cards. Hey, here's a question to start us off. Which of the card image galleries do we want to use? There's the product page, and then there's the card image gallery that has, the list of who just did what, or who previewed what.
Mm-hmm.
And because one is 3 wide and one is 4 wide, we should probably figure that out ahead of time.
Does it really matter?
Yeah,
it's the
because
same
if I go,
cards.
hey, read the one right above it, you'll be like, okay.
Or you could just say,
usually
hey,
it's me. It's like,
read.
you just read that one. It's like, no, he didn't. What one are you looking at? And I'm the one looking at the 3 across, and everyone else is looking at the 4. And you talk to me like I'm some kind of idiot when it's not my fault.
Well, the obvious solutions to both of those are, first of all, you just name the actual card name. Second of all, assume that Mike doesn't know what he's talking about.
See, it makes it so much easier.
Oh, I see what you did there. Well, tell you what,
Well,
let's all be on the 4 wide one. How's that?
Okay.
Four
You
wide.
need to
Okay.
refresh it because some of the images didn't load.
That is the...
I like that 3 wide or 1. Wait, is that the one that Dirk sent us the link to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I closed that one already when Chewy sent us the other one.
Because let's be honest, we didn't get a preview, so we don't care who previewed these cards.
By the way, the Commander 2018, August is the release date.
Oh, well.
Wait a minute. There's stuff missing.
There's stuff missing?
Yeah, there's multicolored cards. There's a bunch of multicolored cards missing from the 4 wide one.
Let's use the 3 wide one.
Do the other one. Do the other one. This is crap we should do before the show, but we don't because we're bad at this. I thought it was weird that there were only 4 multicolored cards there.
No, there's been a ton.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there's been a ton that have been up for several days. Yeah.
Okay, well, screw that one then.
Do we want to start with the packaging, promos, and more article?
I
That goes
suppose.
just one at a time. There's not a mechanics article, so why don't we start with that one?
Sure. I mean, there's only
All
one
right.
card here that isn't anywhere else.
Yes. And that would be Nexus of Fate. And I think this is kind of a cool card, because I've always been a fan of take extra turn cards.
Isn't that
So-
a Heroes of the Storm thing? The Nexus of Fate?
Join us in the Nexus. But it never says the Nexus of what. So maybe it is the Nexus of Fate.
Ah.
You can see Jim Raynor in the background.
Oh my god, he can.
So, Nexus of Fate for 5 and 2 blue is a mythic, because it's a
It's a Build-A-Bear promo, yeah.
buy a box promo. It's an instant, which is very interesting with this. Take an extra turn after this one. If Nexus of Fate will be put into a graveyard from anywhere, including the stack or being milled, reveal it and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. So a question for multiplayer, Mr. Mike.
Yes.
Because this is an instant. Let's say we're sitting around and going in clockwise. clockwise order.
Shut up.
I've taken my turn. Now it's Chewie's, and then you guys are going to go in some order. Doesn't matter. But I'm not casting this during my turn, and my turn is not next. Chewie says go, and I say during your end step, I cast Nexus of Fate. Do I then take the next turn?
Yes.
Nice.
So then the question is,
Dirk.
who takes the turn after that? Would it jump back to Dirk? It would, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever
It
was
would.
supposed to.
Can't just. It's not like a game of Uno or something where we just skip Dirk's turn. Sorry, Dirk.
I hate when that happens.
They could actually probably print a card that did that. Target player skips their next turn. Ooh, that feels. It's for a duel. It's exactly the same as Time Warp. But for multiplayer, that just feels exceptionally dirty because everybody else gets one. Anyway, that's a theoretical card. We got a lot of real ones to talk about. I think it's neat. I think the fact that it's expensive and kind of niche means that this is pretty good for a buy a box promo, because you don't want buy box promos to be like constructed staples.
Now,
So
you see, you say that, but yet when this was revealed, lots of people, including Bill, were like, this is the problem we've been talking about with exclusive buy a box promos. Because remember, listeners, and you guys, buy a box promos now are not just cards that are in the set and a different version. This is the only way to get this card.
yes,
And lots of people lost their mind because the only argument that I've heard, and apologies to people that listened to this on Monday Night Magic 2 weeks ago, the only argument I've heard against the buy a box promo is, what if they print one that's standard playable?
yeah.
It will like spike in price and the whole thing goes to hell. And then they showed this and people were like, there it is. And my reaction was, did you read the card?
I mean, I think it's great. I think I even told Chewy before we got started with previews, like last week, I was like, I think this is really neat.
I don't know. I also started to worry a bit when I saw it too, and I'm still a little bit concerned, just because, and it's because it is an instant, and because it doesn't exile itself. Like the fact that it doesn't exile itself means it can come up again, so whatever. But the fact that it's an instant is more important, because you can be, you're playing control. You draw your card, you look at your stuff, say, okay, go, and if your opponent doesn't do anything that you have to spend mana on during their turn, you play Next to Fate at the end of their turn. Then you get to have a big tap out turn and do a bunch of stuff before you take your normal turn and can just sit there and have all your mana open and say go. And that's good. That's a good effect.
In clarification,
Yes.
would be put into a graveyard from anywhere. Does that include the battlefield? Like, I play this.
Yeah, then it gets shuffled back in.
Yeah, that was why.
So essentially, as long as you play this every turn, your library never empties.
That would be correct. If this is the last card in your library and you have 7 mana to cast it every turn, absent drawing extra cards or milling it, your game will go on forever.
You cannot be milled out.
Correct.
Well,
you can still take
you
flight,
can,
yeah.
but you'd be sitting there taking your turn forever.
Yes.
Well, I mean, by the end of the day, you better
Hopefully
hope
you
that
have
you
other
win.
stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have all of this time and you can't be attacked, basically, really, I mean, because, it's always your turn and you can't find a way to win, then that's kind of on you.
Yeah, if the game comes down to this is the last card in your library and you don't either win or lose, then you're bad at Magic and you should stop.
Win or lose? Yeah, that'd be rough.
Now this is thinking from standard. This card is fine in all of the casual formats and everything, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Where crap
Oh,
like
yeah.
that is possible. The concern is if it becomes standard playable, which
Yeah.
I don't believe it is. And I would
think
be
that's-
more than happy if I'm wrong and it does spike in price and the whole thing goes to hell. I will be happy to go, well, I was wrong, you guys were right. But in that unlikely event, you guys being all of the people, not you guys specifically, but in that unlikely event, then I will say, yep, you're right. But I don't see it, and no one's going to be like, I was wrong. They're just going to find something else to get outraged about, because that's what the Magic community is these days.
That's what fandom is.
Yeah, I mean, it's really being an instant that makes me think it has the possibility. If this was a sorcery, it'd just be another Beacon of Tomorrows, and I'd be like, awesome, another Beacon of Tomorrows to put in a commander deck. There's rules. But
to then later take out of a commander deck.
Yeah, because this sucks. um, but it's the instant thing that gets me.
True. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the cards themselves, and that one is, in fact, pretty neat. I love the flavor text, too. Sarkhan wandered into a tomb and back in time. Because remember, Sarkhan doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't exist he exists outside of time. He has no origin because the place he came from isn't there anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and he didn't exist there.
Yeah. So if this was Back to the Future, then he would have faded from the photograph and from reality. But because it's not Back to the Future, he's just there and he didn't come from anywhere, and he's apparently not crazy anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess losing your past makes you not crazy? I don't know. It seems like that would make you more crazy. I don't understand.
Well, he was being influenced by Bolus, and
and then again started bugging him.
Yeah, or the spirit. Not even like the spirit. Just
anyway,
it's a long story.
It is. It has its origins in Core Set 2019. It turns out.
Yeah. I love the fact, just speaking about the core set in general, that this core set is really looking at a multitude of planes, and it's focusing on Bolus's backstory in a way that we have never seen before, ever. And the people and planeswalkers and people connected to him.
Well,
so
when you say in a way we've never seen before, you mean we've never seen Bolus's backstory before?
Yeah,
because they're doing this in a way we have seen before. And it was the last core set, Magic Origins.
Basically, it's Magic Origins, except instead of focusing on 5 characters, it's focusing on 1 character. But that character has enough backstory for 5, so that works. And then these, again, are the people connected. So, let's keep moving. Next card.
Do we really care about these cards in particular?
Well, one of them is... The next one is a reprint. The next one is new.
Well, the point is, there are way more better cards to talk about than these 4 or 5 right here.
I suppose.
Like, if people want to know where the promos are, hey, I'll put a link in the show notes to what the promos are and where to get them. But there's way better stuff to talk about than freaking Gutter Snipe. So
moving to the actual
Demon of
list.
Catastrophes is cool.
Oh, Demon of Catastrophes is awesome.
What's so cool about that, Mr. Mike Face?
Everything.
It's a 6/6 for 4. It's for 2 black. It's a 6/6 with flying and trample. Oh, and as an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature.
I love it.
No,
It's awesome.
A lot to ask.
Is it, did it strike anyone else that this says, as you cast it, not when this enters the battlefield?
No.
I find that to be fairly significant, because that makes this even better to reanimate. It only costs 4, so it's not like that's cheating a whole lot, but it's a 6/6.
Yeah, I really like that you can like Gravedigger it out, and then next turn sacrifice the Gravedigger to recast it.
Yeah.
Or you can live the dream if you play the green-black fast land and Llanowar Elf, and then turn 2 another untapped source of black mana. You can run this out on turn 2 and be like, ha ha ha.
That seems pretty good.
Wow.
I thought that this felt a little pushed, just because, again, flying and trample on a 4/4.
I think I subtracted 1 from his mana cost twice.
Yeah, you did. I'm like, you can't do that.
Okay, don't do that on turn 2. Someone's going to call a judge.
And you're going to go 2 explorers, and then you'll get banned.
Or will you?
I mean, you'll be back and back to cheating again soon. So nothing. What meta commentary?
It's been a long time since we last did this, huh?
Yeah, I love the actual art. Like, the promo art is neat, whatever, but the actual like set art on Demon of Catastrophes is so freaking cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually really love them both. I usually have a preference. I really, really like both of these.
Yeah, okay. The promo art is, now that I'm looking at, I went back to the tab. That is also really cool, but But the blue off in the distance art in the regular thing is just like, I want that on my wall. Like, that's so sweet.
It's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah.
And the card is kind of insane. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So, hey, Nicol Bolas, huh?
Yeah, he's a big part of the set, and he is super awesome here.
Yeah. How about we tackle him first, because he's the pivot from which the entire set pivots.
He's the focal point.
Yeah, there we go.
The hinge on which the entire set pivots.
He is the fulcrum that the entire set is balanced upon. Yes, got there. So, hey, Dirk, did you read Nicol Bolas?
No.
Oh, he's in the gold cards. You should find him.
So should I do the Planeswalker or the other one?
No, it's the same card. So start with the creature.
Yeah, they're showing the front and the back next to each other.
All right, so the creature, Nicol Bolas the Ravager. For 1, a blue, a black, and a red. He's a legendary creature, Elder Dragon.
Woohoo!
4/4 with flying.
They brought back Elder Dragon.
4/4 for 4.
But he's an Elder Dragon, Dirk. When's the last time we saw Elder Dragon? Was it Legends?
Tarkir?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
we had Elder Dragons in Tarkir, really?
There were 5 of them.
I thought he was making a joke.
Son
Did you
of
forget
a
about
bitch.
that?
No, I just forgot.
I'm like, he's setting us up for something.
No, I'm just an idiot. Really?
Yeah.
Subtype,
Really?
Elder.
In their original incarnation, back in Fate Reforged, they were Dragon Lords. And then when we fast forward to the present again, they're Elder Dragons. Because it's been 1,000 years, so...
Oh, yeah, they are Elder Dragons. Well, ain't that some stuff?
Yes, it is.
So the first time we saw Elder Dragons was way back in Legends.
Nice
with the
save.
original 5 dragons. And I did this from memory on Monday Night Magic, and I was proud of me. It was Nicol Bolas, Arcade Sabaoth, Vivictus Asmati, Palladium Moors, and then I forgot the other one for a second. It's Chromium. So those are the original Elder Dragons, from which Elder Dragon Highlander got its name. And okay, so what's the rest of Nicol Bolas do now that I've gotten all that out of the way?
So, has flying, when Nicol Bolas the Ravager enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card.
It's pretty
For
good.
4, blue, black, red, exile Nicol Bolas the Ravager, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. And when you do, he becomes Nicol Bolas the Arisen. And he becomes a legendary Planeswalker Bolas.
Okay, wait, hang on. You're getting too far away. So let's start with Nicol Bolas the Ravager. So he's a 4/4 for 4, which is already pretty good.
Yeah.
3 colors, but whatever.
Yeah. But he has flying, and he has the everyone else discard.
Yes.
So that's good, right? Like, it's not great, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what did original Nicol Bolas cost?
8.
He cost 8? Okay, so now on this one for 7, you flip him. So he's a flippy Bolas, I guess is what we'll call him, to go with Flippy Jace and all those others. So okay, so that's all right. But then he flips into Nicol Bolas, the baby Planeswalker. So what's that do, Dirk?
So he has 7 loyalty to begin with. +2, draw 2 cards.
Just straight up. Just,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just draw
That
2.
that is not a small number.
No. So -3, Nicol Bolas the Arisen deals 10 damage to target creature or Planeswalker.
Either is that a small number.
Which means that he essentially can kill Planeswalkers willy-nilly.
And he can do that twice if he's not interfered
and
with.
still not die.
Yeah.
Um,
Might as well just read destroy, but why? Why not? 10's more impressive. Keep going.
So -4, put target creature or Planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Blow him up. Get him. No coincidence it's a -3 and then a -4 and he starts out with 7.
Yep.
And-
Blow that up. Next turn, it's mine.
Yeah, these first 3 abilities all correspond to his color pie. That the draw 2 cards is the blue,
Oh, hey.
deal 10 damage is the red, and resurrect something under your control is black.
That is Dirk's level of observation.
That's why it's damage. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense now.
And then his final ability is Limit Break. -12. Exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. You were saying that what was the promo card?
Nexus of Fate.
What was it? Yeah,
Oh
you
my
were
God.
laughing earlier, but now my question is correct.
Well, if that happened to be the bottom one, yes.
Well, I mean, if it's not the
Well, I
bottom
mean,
one, it
put
ends
to the
up.
graveyard, so it's going to get reshuffled back in.
Yeah.
It's exile.
Oh, it's exile. Oh, it's exile.
Yeah, the
okay.
last ability is exile.
Oh,
It's not dumped into graveyard.
yeah, you're right. Exile. Never mind.
But if that happens to you, and that last card is the Nexus of Fate,
You can laugh and laugh and laugh.
Then you
Of
win.
course, what are you going to do with all those extra turns?
Well, assuming you can't play it, you mean, you'd be stuck within your card. Never mind.
Yeah.
You'd be like, screw you. We'll just sit here until time runs out.
So yeah,
Sounds
Nicol Bolas
awesome.
is it's pretty good.
Seems as he should be, I like how they're able to do 4 ability planeswalkers without them being busted. And when they do that, like they do with this, with Chandra, Torch of Defiance, it says to everybody, hey, pay attention to this card. This is a focal point of the set. But again, it's not the, oh God, we're all going to die,
mm-hmm.
Because again, I get that this is very good, but for this to really work, you've got to play the creature and you got to have an additional 7 mana at some point to go ahead and get that effect.
Yeah.
So,
Just like the transforming planeswalkers from Magic Origins.
yeah.
The reason the planeswalker on the back face has abilities that are so strong is because you have to go through that extra step to get there.
Although, as we found out, Jace, we were like, oh, that's never going to flip. Jace flipped a lot. So,
In that environment, yes.
yeah.
In modern, double yes.
Yeah. So,
I haven't actually seen a Flippy Jason modern in a long time.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I
you
should bring
see,
it back.
you know why? It's because Jace the Mind Sculptor was unbanned and he destroyed the format. In the top, oh god, at the GP Vegas, clues counted it. It was either in the top 16 or in the full top 30. I think it was the top 16. There was exactly one Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Well, good for him.
So, yep, he is ruining the format.
Good job, little guy.
you can do it.
Good old Mind Sculptor. Modern can't handle him. Destroy the form. I'm sorry, I'm bringing in jokes from the other show because this is why when people predict all the doom and gloom from the Nexus of Fate, I just go, shut up. Because Jace was going to kill Modern, and Jace
Did not kill Moth.
he made Modern better for a while, and now he's barely a blip on the radar.
Which is probably just about right.
Yeah, which is what I said would happen. So you're welcome. But anyway. But hey, you remember I said there were 5 Elder Dragons originally?
There were.
Yeah, well, what's really cool about Core Set 2019 is they're bringing back all 5. It's not just Bolas.
And we've seen all 5, right?
I was
As
gonna
of
say,
this
wait,
morning.
1, 2, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because
Yes.
All 5 are there.
Arcades was the last one. to
yeah,
go.
they showed him yesterday, I think.
Yes.
He was, yeah.
So yeah, what's he do? I haven't read him. I'll read him. Arcades. I don't know how you're supposed to say his name.
Arcades, right?
I would say Arcades.
Oh,
I would say
okay.
Arcades. And I do.
So that place from the 80s
Arcades.
where you spent lots of money. Arcades, get it? The Strategist.
Yes, we get it.
For one,
I don't get it.
a green, a green, a white, and a blue. Ask your parents. He is a 3/5 Elder Dragon with flying and vigilance. The Strategist. Okay, so he has flying and vigilance. Got it. Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Dude, you know what that means?
Walls are
All
back.
walls.
What? No, that means Wall of Blossoms draws 2 cards. What?
Broken.
Anyway, there's more. Each creature you control with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. Oh, cool. Rather than its power, and can attack as though it didn't have Defender.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
And he only costs 4. He only costs 4. Maybe because he was literally like the firstborn of the Elder Dragons. Or because this mechanic fits on a 4-cost creature.
Wow. Like I said, I had not read him. Huh. That's neat.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a
he's neat.
lot of walls that we've played and seen that are huge but have 0 toughness.
You mean power?
I hope you mean power.
Oh yeah, it's power. Sorry, but
Yes.
you know, huge toughness. Like, was it Wall of Steel and
Like
some of the other ones?
looking outside of Commander because of color, like you could play an 8/8 for 3 mana. Like Wall of Stone?
Wall of Stone, yeah.
Is a 0/8 for what, 1 red I think?
Yes.
Which means he's an 8/8 for 3. That's fair, right?
The fairest.
That would be the strategist part.
It's like, hey, Hadrian's Wall, get up and go kick that guy's ass. Huh, so that's really cool.
Oh, Fogbank still wouldn't deal any damage. How sad.
Isn't that already a 4/4? Or was Fogbank an 0/4?
It's an 0-2.
It's an 0/2. Wow, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Fog Elemental.
Yes.
Never mind. Okay then, so that's Arcades the Strategist. That's really cool. And I'm sure Commander players are losing their mind over that.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna request that, let me think. I'm gonna request that Mike read Chromium.
Good. I wanted to.
Cause what?
It hurts my head.
Right?
I gotta say, Chromium was always, I think I traded Mike for my first Chromium. Probably my only Chromium. Because when I was getting started, I was looking at these Elder Dragon cards. And mechanically, it wasn't nearly as interesting as Bolus or some of the others. But it just kind of looked cool. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm sure this is closer to the story, but
Wait a minute.
What?
So, the original Arcades Sabaoth
Mm-hmm.
gave your untapped creatures +0/+2,
Yes.
as long as they weren't attacking.
Right.
So he already had this, like, ass thing going on.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Happy
he's
Castle.
he's clearly an ass man.
yeah.
So I like the way that feel, essentially, has moved over. He's very defensive, sort of. And then Nicol Bolas, as we know, he had that huge ability. When he dealt damage to an opponent, they discarded their hand, but he's just a baby Bolas in this set. So it's just, hey, everybody discard 1, because that would be terrible. But still, he had the discard thing going. So original Chromium had Flying and Rampage 2. Ask your parents.
So they just said, never mind, let's come up with something better.
Oh, you gave it away. I was going to say, so tell me, Mike, how did they work Flying and Rampage 2 into...
Really what they did, they kept flying, thankfully. Otherwise, that wouldn't really make sense. But then they went back to more of the stuff that had been written about Chromium in the official stories from back in the day to come up with something better. So Chromium the Mutable for 4 white, blue, black. God, I almost said the colors wrong. It's been forever since I last read a Magic card. For 4 white, blue, black. So it costs 7 for a 7/7 Elder Dragon. Flash. This spell can't be countered. Flying. Okay, here comes the weird part. It's an activated ability. Discard a card. Until end of turn, Chromium the Mutable becomes a human with base power and toughness 1/1. Loses all abilities and gains hexproof. It can't be blocked this turn.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so
And
everything about this makes me go, wait, what?
And that reflects points of time in the story where he was kind of going incognito, going undercover as a human.
What is this, World of Warcraft?
Basically.
I liked Squee's tweet on this matter. Wasn't it Squee?
I don't remember what Bill said, but I remember he had some sort of pithy tweet about it.
It's on the Mana Pool Twitter feed.
He said, "You're going to have a hard time convincing me that Chromium's human form isn't a suspiciously large human, in quotes, in a trench coat trying to play it cool on the down low and hoping no one calls Chicken Boo out. Hashtag Squee wears a disguise to look like human guys, but he's not a man, he's a goblin fool." Because if anyone's going to quote or reference some Animaniacs, it's going to be Bill.
Yeah.
It's a big ass little dragon with a big ass trench coat. He's like, "I am just like you human people."
Where do we go for the humanness?
This is a human looking up at it like, you're like 20 feet tall, right? You're not fooling anyone. What could you be talking about, fellow human? A wing pops out and like scratches and goes back under the trench coat. What was that? What?
So basically, you can turn this into a human so that to protect it from kill spells, or to make it unblockable, or
for 1 damage,
or it doesn't.
Ow.
Oh, it doesn't gain unblockable. Oh, it can be blocked. It can't be blocked. That's right. I thought I read that on there.
Yeah, but if they've already blocked it, then it's blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So discarding it to turning it into a human just means it dies harder. Like, I don't understand this card at all.
It's an ability that can protect itself. Under weird circumstances, maybe you do want to get in for 1 damage that can't be blocked. But otherwise, it's really just an ability that can protect itself.
Or maybe you give it some sort of messed up ass equipment. Be like, "Here you go, giant dragon." Whoop. Now he's a little human and he runs up and punches somebody with a giant piece of equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's a little invisible stalker holding a butcher's cleaver.
Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. I had a flashback.
But yeah, also it has flesh and can't be countered, so that's awesome.
Yeah. It's a very strange card, though.
Yeah. Are you not doing anything? Okay, end of turn dragon. Untap, upkeep, draw.
All right. Next Elder Dragon. I guess it's Brian.
Sure. That would be after Chromium and Nicol Bolas. We've got Palladia Moors. Is that right? Palladia Moors? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes.
Sure.
Hey, I got one right.
I mean, I would say Palladia, but that's just me.
I think you can go either way.
Probably.
So this is Palladia Moors, the Ruiner. And this one actually has some flavor text, unlike the last couple, because there's room for it. For 3 and a Naya, a red, a green, and a white, it is a 6/6 with flying, vigilance, and trample. 6 mana for all that. And Palladia Moors, the Ruiner, has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. What are the words that are not on this card this turn? So as soon as it's dealt damage for the rest of the game, or until it's bounced or anything like that, once it deals the damage, it doesn't have hexproof anymore.
Which is really weird.
But until it does, they can't touch it.
Yeah, because really, what's the worst thing? You play your big awesome creature and then they just kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this. It's giant. It hits hard. It hits fast. Oh, it doesn't have haste, but flying, vigilance, and trample. Even if it doesn't have hexproof, it's going to stand in the way a lot. And then it may actually very well deal damage for the first time on a block, because you play it. You have a 6/6 with hexproof that has flying. That's going to have a hard time getting around that. So, and then again, it does have white in its cost. So if you have any kind of blink effect, you can blink it, and when it comes back, it'll have hexproof again. So, ha 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 ha.
That's a good point.
The original Palladia Moors had flying and trample, so same thing, right?
Yeah,
sure. Flavor text here is Sister of Nicol Bolas, survivor of the Elder Dragon War, the most vicious of her kin. In the story article that went up on Wednesday, Nicol and Ugin, spoiler alert, are kind of going to the other Elder Dragons to learn a little bit. And Nickel is very concerned with how do we hunt humans. He doesn't really like humans for reasons that you have to get into the story to find out. And they first come across Chromium, and Chromium is like, hey, I'm here observing things. I'm here watching things and learning things. If all you want to learn how to do is hunt, go find Palladia Moors. That's all she thinks about. And they find her, and she's basically like, get good noobs. So that's her thing. She hunts things, she makes them dead. And she makes them really dead. So this feels very on point.
Nice.
So that's 4. There's 1 left.
There is. And oh my god, that's a wall of text. Huh.
It's worth it, though.
All right.
Dirk?
And Dirk, you want to read this or you want me to?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Vea Victus as Madi, the Dire. For 3 black, red, green, it's a 6/6 Elder Dragon with flying. And the massive wall of text says, whenever Vea's Victus as Madi, the Dire, attacks for each player, choose target permanent that player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrificed a permanent this way reveals the top card of their library, then puts it onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card.
Jesus. So he's a weird red rare enchantment that attacks people.
Basically, yeah. He's like a Chaos Warp combined with a Polymorph combined with a 6/6 flying, blah.
Now, the original Vivictus Esmati had flying and had black, red, and green fire breathing.
Yeah.
So, basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the art was just a big old dragon face. It was awesome.
Was he the only one not by Edward Beard?
I don't know.
Let's see. Nicol Bolas was Edward Beard. Palladium Moors was Edward Beard. Chromium. Yeah. Vivictus Esmati was the only one original art not done by Edward Beard Jr.
That would be was that Andy Russo?
That was Andy something like that. I can't make it out. Andy Russo, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he had that odd distinctive style.
Big old dragon face.
Well, I think this is really cool. So you can pick something you don't like and say, yeah, you're going to sack that.
Yeah, re-roll that card.
Yeah.
Because you're choosing for everybody.
Including yourself.
And it says permanent. It doesn't say non-land.
Mm.
And when first time I saw it, I thought it was a polymorph where they keep going until they hit something.
Nope.
No. If they don't hit something, they're just out.
Yeah,
are you, but you still got
drew a card.
So are you, but because it does say for each player. And it doesn't say May. So you got to do it too. But guess what? Don't pick your giant flying dragon.
Yeah.
Just,
Unless you have a better giant flying dragon on top of your library somehow.
Which, wow, that'd be impressive.
In which case, if you know that, pick a land anyway.
You pick a different card. So
Well,
those are the Elder Dragons.
The good news is that if Palladia Moors is out, you cannot target her.
Very true. Unless she's already hit someone.
Unless she's hit. Well, I mean, if you're attacking attacks, then she hasn't attacked that turn.
Well, it doesn't say that turn.
It hasn't dealt damage yet. Oh, so as long as you never attack with her, she has X-proof.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Or block.
Yeah.
Or block.
So those are the 5 Elder Dragon.
The art is awesome on all 5.
The art is awesome on all 5. There's no card on these on which it is not awesome.
Isn't Chromium, the way Chromium is standing using his wings as like an extra set of arms is really tripping me out.
Yeah. I mean, he's the most human-like of them. Although Arcades in the story is like living with people, so.
This is my roommate, Steve.
I understand. Let's see. I wonder why. It was probably just because the names didn't fit. For why they didn't put Arcades and Chromium's full names on the title line.
Chromium had more of a name?
Yeah, in the story, Chromium Rule.
Oh.
And
yeah,
then in
that's
the
probably why.
and then the new story where Nicobolus and Ugin are flying around, someone makes it a point that when they first show up, it's like, I'm Nicol. It's like, yeah, I'm Ugin. One of the other dragons says, why do you only have one name? Dragons have 2 names. What's wrong with you guys? So Nicol makes up another name for himself, so he has 2 names.
Yeah, he
And
gave
was like,
himself
I'm the Ugin.
because Nicol and Ugin were actually born twins. So
from the same egg.
yeah. So they were Nicol Ugin versus Palladium, Moors, etc. And Bolus has an inferiority complex, like immediately. So
Gee, you wouldn't think that based on what he's done with his life. Huh. So the other big draw in this set, we have 4 of the 5 are the Planeswalkers.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, because core set, they're also doing 5 Planeswalker decks. So there's a B team version of each of the Planeswalkers that we probably aren't going to fool with because they're not in an article anywhere for some reason, unless they've been added to the Planeswalker deck lists article. But they weren't there before.
They're in the Planeswalker deck list article now.
The pictures of them?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
one of the reasons why I put it in the chat.
Oh, they weren't there when we covered this on Monday Night Magic.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, the B team
blue
versions
Planeswalker
are...
in the gallery's not up.
Say that again?
Yeah.
The blue one's not there.
Oh yeah, they haven't revealed Tezzeret yet, to my knowledge. Unless they did it while I was driving today.
I haven't. No, we haven't seen it yet. We've seen the others, starting with my boy Ajani, adversary of tyrants. Check out this art. He is like raw. Of all of these Planeswalkers, he's the only one to actually go up against Nicobolus when Nicobolus literally wanted to kill him and live. So that's impressive. So this guy costs 4, 2 and 2 white. Comes in with 4 loyalty, so that's equal. That's cool. +1. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. So always usable whether you got any creatures or not, but I love the fact that you can spread them around if you need to. -2. Return target creature card with convert mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That seems pretty good. Just thinking. And then -7. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, create 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. And because it's at the beginning of your end step, you're going to get the advantage of this the very first turn that you get the emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy like.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's the adversary of tyrants.
Yeah.
Tyrants.
He can do it.
Adversify.
So yeah, he's pretty sick.
I like him. Maybe we'll get a competitive white planeswalker, mono white planeswalker that isn't named Elspeth or Gideon.
Maybe. I do like that his -2 ability works with the Johnny's Pride Mate, who is reprinted in this set.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch.
And I think it's interesting that Ajani's Pride Mate works best directly with the Planeswalker deck version of Ajani.
Oh, okay.
Because with Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants, you don't start gaining life until you don't start gaining life from him until you hit the emblem, which can take a while.
True. So, hey, look what I found.
What did you find?
I found Tezzeret.
Oh, cool.
So, Tezzeret,
All right.
Artifice Master, for 3 blue, is Legendary Planeswalker Tezzeret. Starts with 5 loyalty, +1, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Like you do. 0, draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, cough metal, what was it, Metalcraft? Cough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Draw 2 cards instead.
Oh, no.
0, mind you. That's pretty good.
And you still have to give up what you're doing for the turn, but
I mean, with him, yeah.
yeah.
But if your only other option is create a Thopter,
Yeah.
Given enough time, you can
no.
create enough Thopters to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And then his limit break is -9. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Wait, that's a card. Isn't that a card?
That's the planar gate, isn't it?
Which
Planar, is that it?
Yeah, which is very, very fitting. They never told us what happened with the planar gate, and Chandra was supposed to have blown it up.
Not planar gate. What's it called?
Planar portal?
Planar portal.
Planar bridge? Planar bridge.
Planar bridge.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one from Ether Revolt. Yeah, search your
Yes.
library for a permanent card, put it on the battlefield, and shuffle for 8 and tap.
Yeah.
Holy crap, he just activates the planar bridge for his limit break.
Yeah, and there's a very good reason for that.
Every turn.
So again, in Kaladesh, the whole point was Bolus was trying to get the planar bridge, right? And Chandra was supposed to have blown up with the Heart of Girpur. Well, apparently before that happened, or afterward, or something, Tezzeret actually absorbed it into his body. Go to the card 1 with the machine in blue.
1 is the... Oh, there it is.
It's kind of a neat card. For 3 and a blue, it's a sorcery, it's rare. Draw cards equal to the highest converted mana cost among artifacts you control. And you go, okay, it goes in an artifact deck. Read the flavor text. Mike, read the flavor text, because you're better at reading them.
All right. When I grafted the planar bridge into myself, I felt my planeswalker spark flare beyond my body. The multiverse was my plaything. It felt incredible.
Huh.
So he's like literally grafted it into his body.
That's, huh.
Although I got to admit, I'm surprised that Bolus would let him do such a thing. I guess he felt it was necessary.
So, like, right before it blew up, he just popped out and was like, got it, and it popped back out again.
Something like I think this is a bit of a retcon.
I think it's also possible that while it was being built, he came to understand it well enough
Yeah.
that he was able to do it after he got wrecked.
Get wrecked.
He might not have been exactly. He might not have been able to repair it directly, but absorbing it into himself helped.
That's, that's pretty neat. So there you go. That's Tezzeret. How about the
Cool.
black one? Which would be Liliana. She's on here, right?
Yeah, she's on here.
Yeah, here she is. Well, I just read one.
Hey, Mike, you like
I-
Liliana, like Liliana.
I do.
So
Liliana, untouched by death, for 2 black, starts on 4. So good deal there. +1, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Best card ever. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's cool. -2, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of zombies you control.
That's a card.
Yeah,
That's from Onslaught.
it is.
I can see the art, but I can't think of the damn name.
Same thing. Yeah.
Feeding Frenzy.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then, okay, the last ability is just -3. You may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have a limit. Oh, Feeding Frenzy is number of zombies on the battlefield, so it's modern Feeding Frenzy. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so this is a Planeswalker design that doesn't have a traditional ultimate
break.
ability, limit break
Yeah.
ability, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still really good.
Yeah,
still
she just really
ridiculous
loves her
ability.
zombies.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess overall, like in the absolute sense, she's more limited because all of her abilities are just straight up zombie tribal abilities. But still, this is a very good zombie tribal card.
Oh yeah, extremely. Like there was another
Extremely
good
and extraordinarily, yes.
There was another good zombie Liliana.
Yeah, was it the Last Hope?
The Amonkhet one
Oh, the latest one?
that costs 5. Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's the one I meant, but
Okay.
oh no, that was a Liliana that cared about swamps that I'm thinking of.
Oh. Because the other zombie Liliana, I guess, would be the Last Hope, but that's only because of that's only the emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dark Realms. Yeah, she cared about swamps, not zombies. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. I like Liliana of the Dark Realm. She's weird. But yeah, Liliana Untouched by Death is really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
I
pretty
like
awesome.
it a lot.
So then
Nice.
we have a Tharkon in red.
We do. Sarkon.
Nope. No the.
Oh, Sarkon. Fireblood. I haven't read this yet. Ooh, okay. He only costs 3. I had not read. I missed this one. Okay. For 1 and 2 red, he comes in with 3 Legendary Planeswalker Sarkon. So he's mono red this time. +1. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. All right. So red looting. +1. +1. Add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast dragon spells. When it comes to Sarkon, he really has a one-track mind. Dargons. And then -7, create 4 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying. Yep.
Nice.
I like the fact that both of his earlier abilities are made to get you to being able to get up to that ultimate.
Yeah.
So
I
actually hadn't seen this.
There's a dragon sub-theme running throughout, especially red in Core Set 2019.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense given the emphasis on Bolas and, dragons. And he is a dragon, so dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the last one is Vivian in green. Hey Dirk, have you read her?
Vivian Reed for 3 and 2 green. Vivian has 5 loyalty. +1, first ability. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Or in a random order, sorry.
Any order as long as it's random.
Yeah, that's how all of these work. That put anything on the bottom in this set, they say random order. And we're pretty sure that's just the way they're going to do it going forward, because put them in in any order is kind of meh.
Yeah, it makes things take longer. And sometimes it accidentally creates stack the deck moments.
Yeah, and Clues' concern is that, players aren't going to shuffle their other 3 cards and put them on the bottom, and technically that's a rules violation. Or then they get a penalty. Shut up, Clues. So...
the second ability is a -3. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying.
She's like, hi, I'm green.
Pew pew. You're a dragon. You have flying. Guess what? And then her final ability is a -8 loyalty. You get an emblem with creatures you control get +2/+2 and have vigilance, trample, and indestructible.
Yep.
That is an emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Not until
a
in the
green
turn.
emblem, for sure.
It's not attacking creatures you control.
Yeah, Vivian Reed is essentially, she has a show on Animal Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's doing the National Geographic thing. Because in all of these flavor texts by her, she's like, aw, check out the big terrifying creature, isn't he cute? And she's giving you...
Crikey.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's a beaut.
And she's giving advice, like on the Gigantosaurus. It's like, each tooth is the length of a horse, and new ones grow in every 16 days. Let's get a closer look. Giant spider.
Can we not?
Can we not? Giant spider. After everything I've survived, it's hard to be frightened by anything anymore. Like, no, it's still a giant spider, you crazy green planeswalker chick.
But what if it was bigger and indestructible?
And there's oh, it's not here.
Bristling Boar gives more about her story.
Yeah, but that's not funny. Where it's the aggressive mammoth. Hang on. Which is
I like
one
her
of the
story.
The aggressive mammoth is only in the Planeswalker deck, which is too bad because it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the aggressive mammoth is an 8/8 for 6 with trample that says other creatures you control have trample. So it's force of nature without the drawback.
Yeah, there's some really nifty Planeswalker deck exclusive rares.
Yeah, and this is the first one I saw that made me go, wow, that's really cool. What do you mean that's only in the Planeswalker deck?
Mm-hmm.
But the flavor text on that is, approach from behind. That way, if it does charge, at least you aren't in front of it. Thanks, Vivian.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. But yeah, that's who she is. She's a National Geographic host. She's chronicling life. And crikey, yeah. Yay. So what was that about Bristling Boar, Mike?
Bristling Boar's flavor text gives more of her story. Nicol Bolas destroyed my world. I owe it to Scala to celebrate all life, no matter how dangerous.
I'm guessing Scala is her world?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she keeps the spirits of creatures that she's chronicled in that bow that she's carrying around. It's a special mystical artifact called the Arc Bow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neat. So, those are the Planeswalkers and the Elder Dragons. And there's one more cycle that people keep sending me because it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys guess?
Cycle's that?
Is it the horses?
It's the horses.
The horses?
They're pretty amazing.
Because look at these horses.
Oh,
These horses are amazing. And I really like all of them.
They're all pretty great.
And so they're all uncommon, right?
Yes.
Is the artifact one uncommon?
It is also uncommon.
Okay. But yeah, these are the mares. The Shield Mare. 1 white, 2/3 horse. Uncommon. It can't be blocked by red creatures. And when it enters the battlefield or becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you gain 3 life. Each of the mares are a hate card that's like, it's not really hate, it's more like spite.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is because core sets, again, from common and uncommon, this is the thing that Mark Rosewater said in his article on Monday, explaining how the new core sets would be different. This was before the show that we talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so, yeah. So the philosophy of core sets has changed in how they're building them. Basically, at common and uncommon, they're mostly for new players, because those are the cards that new players are going to get.
Yes.
Their hands on most of. It's just commons and uncommons for days. The rares and mythics can be used to print awesome stuff or things that other formats want, like Modern, which we'll get into at least one because I want to make a point to talk about it. But they're extremely focused cards for other formats, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, because this is an uncommon, this is geared more towards newer players, and hey look, it's anti-red, and even in the art, there's a dragon blowing fire at it, and it's got a bubble around it.
Yeah.
Because it's anti-red. And the flavor text,
like it.
When it passes, order defeats chaos. Nice. I don't remember the names of these mares. I bet if we search
blue one.
Surge Mare is the blue
Yep.
one.
Oh, what's that?
It's a horsefish.
Oh my god, it's a horsefish!
Yeah.
Yeah.
For blue, it's a 0/5 horsefish. Surge Mare can't be blocked by green creatures. Whenever Surge Mare deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. It's like, but Mike, it's got 0 power. How's it supposed to do that? Okay, one more ability. 1 in a blue, Surge Mare gets +2/-2 until end of turn.
It's a more flame.
Sort of.
Not really.
Not really.
But, you know. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I didn't realize it was a horsefish though.
I saw that immediately, and I was like, and immediately I'm thinking of a seahorse, and I'm like, yeah.
Get it? It's a sea or thank goodness they didn't name it that. How about the black one?
Black.
That'd be the
That's
Plague
Plague
Mare.
Plague. That's in the P's. Plague Mare for 1 and 2 black is a 2/2 nightmare horse, and this art is amazing.
Wow, it is.
It can't be blocked by white creatures. And when it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn.
Yeah. Hey, you remember that card that dominated Standard? It's a goblin that essentially does this. That people are complaining about.
Oh, the Chain Whirler?
Yeah. Hey, look, here's another one.
Slightly easier to cast.
1 toughness creatures will not stand.
At least it doesn't ding players and planeswalkers.
True. The Chain Whirler doesn't either, though, does it?
I thought it did. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but I don't think it's quite that ridiculous. Hello?
Deals 1 damage, each creature and each planeswalker. Each opponent. And oh my god, it is more busted than I thought. What the hell?
See, told you.
That's stupid. But that's not the part that makes it broken. It's the wiping out all the 1 toughness guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Plague Mare, more of that. Awesome.
Yeah.
The red one is the Lightning Mare.
Yep.
For 2 red, it is an elemental horse. That's a 3/1. This spell cannot be countered. Lightning Mare cannot be blocked by blue creatures. And for 1 and a red, Lightning Mare gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Boom.
Nice little soft anti-blue card there.
Mm-hmm.
The green one is the Vine Mare, which is also an elemental horse. For 2 green, it's a 5/3 horse that has hexproof and can't be blocked by black creatures. So, kill spells? Nope.
Screw you, buddy.
Plus, also sick art. I really love the art on all these horses, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one more.
Mm-hmm. That's an artifact.
Yeah.
That's the Diamond Mare.
Okay, what's that do?
For 2 colorless mana, generic mana.
There you go.
I'll get there. It's been a while. As Diamond Mare enters the battlefield, choose a color. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen color, you gain 1 life.
And I can't confirm this, but someone told me this was totally a Borderlands reference. And I went, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. But if it is, then people listening are going to go, oh my god, and okay. I didn't play any of the Borderlands games, my bad.
What's Borderlands?
Exactly.
It's a video game.
I shouldn't.
So
Yeah,
there you
actually.
go. Look at my horses. My horses
They
are
are
amazing.
amazing.
And really, as far as like nice easy hate cards go, those are really cool.
Yeah, they are.
And they're not like cards that you only put in against other against the color that they're targeting. You know, like Plague Mare is just good whether your opponent's playing white. Now, granted, it's better against white because white weenie.
Mhm.
Yeah, you optimize it.
Yeah, but still, like the Shield
Yeah.
Mare is still good. It's super good against red, but it's good in general.
Yeah. 3 toughness and 3 life and maybe more life.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's always useful.
I think the white one and the black one are probably my favorites. The green one looks kind of terrifying. The 5/3 with hexproof with nothing else, I'm like, ugh. But I think I like the white one and the black one best.
I feel like the black one is the strongest of all of them.
In a vacuum, probably, because how many
Yeah,
creatures
not
are
as
there
a
even going to be
straight
in a
up-
vacuum cleaner? So
Not in a hey, we're these two are going to go head to head, but as a support card that says, hey, you've got all these little 1/1s. Hey, guess what? You're playing someone who's playing a white weenie elf, spirit deck that has low cost stuff. This card devastates those. And
Or-
imagine if you were to in a standard setting where you could play potentially 2 of them.
yeah. Or you attack and they're like, well, that attack is kind of weird, but block here, block here, block here. My stuff lives, and then after combat, you're like, no, it didn't. Yeah, it did. No, it didn't.
Oh.
So I want to talk about where is it? Where
Come
is
here, boy.
Infernal Reckoning? I want to talk about Infernal Reckoning for a second.
What
Oh
color?
yeah.
It's in black.
I was gonna say you couldn't tell that from the name.
It's weird. I have been wrong so many times on card names and colors.
Okay, what is Infernal Reckoning, Brian?
For 1 black, it's an instant. It's rare. Exile target colorless creature. You gain life equal to its power. So this feels like, a bit of a restrictive Swords to Plowshares, except, oh wait, it's all upside. And I think this is one of these cards, as Chewy alluded to, that they put here specifically and exclusively, essentially, for Modern. I mean, it's even got a demon picking up and throttling
an Eldrazi. Yeah.
Just to be like, hey, you know what you should use this on? You should use this on Eldrazi. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's just...
It's also really good on most artifact creatures.
Yes. So it will always... it's not like it's only good in Zendikar block. But even the flavor text kind of goes toward, hey, this is what you should be doing with this, you dummy. When these intruders are gone, Zendikar will be my throne, my palace, my playground.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And this is going to be like, that's not why we did all that work.
And he'll be like, well, thanks anyway.
So while we're on it, there's another card that was basically... Actually, there are a couple, but I can't remember the name of the one I'm looking for.
Well, what's it do?
What's it do?
We'll help you get there.
It's actually not here.
Oh, so is it something that came up like today?
Maybe it's an artifact. Hang on. Oh, yeah, here we go. The Amulet of Safekeeping. For some reason, there was... Alpine Moon is the red card. Okay. Yeah, Amulet of Safekeeping for 2 mana is a rare artifact.
Yes, this thing. Yeah.
Whenever you become the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. So it's attacks anytime anybody wants to target you with anything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it says creature tokens get -1/-0. Now,
feels like it has nothing to do with that first ability.
At first blush,
Nothing to do with anything.
those two things are not related at all. 0 at first blush. But it's really weird how this one card completely negates the Storm decks in Modern and Legacy, oddly enough, because they have
funny.
2, not so much in Legacy, but they have, well, I mean, the Storm spell count, yeah. But the Modern Storm decks have 2 win conditions. It's either Grape Shot, which the first half goes, no, or it's Empty the Warrens, which the second half of this card goes, no.
I did not pick up on that at all. I had a feeling that this was going toward something specific.
Yeah, it's Storm Hate, all in a nice little 2 mana package. Isn't that bizarre?
Very strange.
This might be a brilliant marketing ploy, because typically with a core set, most veterans are gonna say, no, I don't need any of these cards. I have tons of these cards. But this is a great thing to have, to say, here are these decks that are dominating. What could we do to level the playing field a little bit? Let's throw here's a card. Here's a card. We'll throw in a couple of cards that essentially negate and level the playing field a bit, and throw them into a core set. That's a 2-for-1. You're going to make people want to buy this to get these cards, and you're going to get people who are wanting to get into the game. You're going to give them some good cards to play with too.
Yeah,
this is brilliant.
Yeah, it's what they said, because core sets aren't tied to a specific plane like Ixalan or Ravnica or Dominaria. It doesn't matter where the cards come from.
Yeah.
It's a good dumping ground for all this weird stuff. And the commons and uncommons are going to be mostly for newer players, and then the rares and mythics, they can do cool stuff, powerful stuff, or extremely narrow laser focused stuff like this that says sideboard against Storm. That's all it says.
I guess concepting it as some kind of mystic umbrella would have been too on the nose.
That's pretty funny. And yeah, the other one is the Alpine Moon. Hey, Mike, you should check that out, because that'll make you sad.
That's astonishingly...
It's a weird card.
It's astonishingly narrow, and I still haven't figured out all that it's supposed to be doing.
I even reread, and I was like, wait, this isn't even as limiting as I thought it was.
Yeah, so Alpine Moon costs 1 red, and it's a rare enchantment. Red rare enchantments, everybody. As Alpine Moon enters the battlefield, choose a non-basic land card name. Pick a good one. Lands your opponents control with the chosen name lose all land types and abilities, and they gain tap, add 1 mana of any color. So it's not the just, nuclear option from Blood Moon. It's not the sideways action from Blood Sun that also has some other collateral damage. It's the no, screw you in particular.
So this is there as like the psst, psst, play it against Tron, right? Like, because it's only your opponents.
Yeah.
So you could even somehow work it into your red-green Tron deck just to screw your opponent. Like, what the hell, man? Granted, it does lots of other things, and Eli Schifrin, the rules manager, has clarified that the Urza lands look for the type.
Yes.
So when it says loses all types, then that's what it means. So yeah, you by picking 1 Urza land, you shut down your opponent's entire Urzatron.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks for the types, and the other Urza lands look for the type, like Urza's Tower looks for Urza's Mine and Urza's Power Plant. And so, just because you have a card named Urza's Tower, the others don't see it because they don't look for the name, they look for the type, and it lost its type.
Yeah. I remember playing a game of Modern where my opponent was surprised to find out that his Spreading Seas had actually shut off my Tron.
Yeah.
Like, he asked me, he's like, what are you... At one point, there was some confusion about whether I had mana floating or he was just in a general sense of, what are you doing? Why are you doing such and such? And I had to explain to him, I was like, no, your Spreading Seas shut off my Tron. It's based on land. It's based on subtypes, not name.
And I bet his eyes got real wide and his jaw dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
See, I think there.
When I read this, I missed the fact that it then gave them the ability to tap it for any mana. So it's not usually when you think of Blood Moon, you think of it like basically shutting out Eternal players from being able to even play their spells. And this isn't doing that. You can still play your spells. This is shutting off Kessig Wolfrun, or Tron.
Yeah.
Or, Dark Depths.
Or Dark Depths, or the Tabernacle, that sort of thing. What's the one that bounces legendary creatures? Is that Tabernacle?
Caracas.
Caracas. Huh. So yeah, that's just a couple examples of these laser-focused weird cards.
Yes.
There's another one that was shown today in white. It's not here.
Which one is it?
It's called Isolate.
Isolate. I haven't seen that one.
Because Twitter was freaking full of people making dumb puns and dad jokes about
I saw
Isolate.
another card that was previewed today that I did want to talk about, but I have not seen. Liliana's Curse. Liliana's Deal. Liliana's something, Dark Side. Well, why don't we talk about Isolate, and I'll pull that up.
While you look that up, Isolate for a single white is an instant that's rare. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Exile target permanent with converted mana cost 1.
Okay. That's extremely narrow.
Yup.
What?
I mean, I guess I'm okay with that.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
What's that going to even... Aether Vial?
Well, I mean, lots of stuff. Yeah, Aether Vial, in fact...
Oh, yeah, in fact.
Lots of other artifacts.
Yeah, I haven't really put that much thought into this. I just spotted it right before I left for my drive, but anything that knocks out, that costs 1, it's just nope, like, Deathrite Shaman's banned in Modern. Not Death. No, the one drop that's huge. Death Shadow.
Yeah, Death Shadow.
Delver only costs 1. Oh, God.
Delver. Mm-hmm. And in Legacy, Delver and Deathray Shaman.
Yeah. You said Ether Vial. That's a big one. Taylor Swift Spear costs 1.
Mm-hmm.
Silvergill Adept.
So
It's reprinted in standard thanks to Ixalan.
So
I don't think it's seeing any play, but yeah.
I mean, it is played in the Merfolk decks that are out there for Modern and Legacy.
Okay.
Although the Ether Vial is probably the better target, but
yeah,
it is there to hit. So anyway, did you find your Liliana's whatever
I
thing?
did. I put a link to it in the chat.
Contract.
Since you haven't seen it, why don't you go ahead and read it on the air?
Okay. Liliana's Contract. 3 black for a rare enchantment. Oh god, black rare enchantment. When Liliana's Contract enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and you lose 4 life. Whew. Damn, that's steep. What is she doing? Oh, she's just glowing. Okay. I was like, she looks like she just got her hair did. But no, that's just glowiness. Okay. So draw 4 cards and lose 4 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game.
Yeah.
Jesus!
Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this from a story perspective, because she didn't just up and win the game. I mean, she did get her life extended.
She did not win the game, that is true.
But, you know...
I'm sure at the time she felt like it, though.
She halted her aging, so... Yeah.
She's like, oh, winning.
Immortality is worth any price.
Yeah, it is.
But I thought this was an interesting one. And, you know, 4 cards and lose 4 life, you know, that doesn't seem unreasonable in and of itself.
I thought Brian was just, like, being pithy. Like, yeah, it is. Oh, it's right there on the card.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and just between us, if those demons are named Kothafed, Grizzlebrand, Bells and Lock, and oh crap, what's the new guy?
The ugly one. Oh, wait.
The ugly one.
The one from Amonkhet?
No, the one from. Damn it, the one from Dominaria.
Bells and Lock.
Bells and Lock. Oh, yeah. Well, who's the one from Amonkhet? I can't remember that guy.
I can't either. Gryffindor.
Anyway, if you name the ones from her contract,
I was just gonna say, between us, if the ones you control have those names, you deserve to win the tournament.
Razaketh.
Absolutely.
Razaketh. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think if you do it and with those 4 out, I think you win the next game too.
Yes, but then you have to report to them later.
There's that
mixed bag.
So wait a minute, how about if you win with Liliana's Contract with those 4 demons, then you win the game and someone else buys your lunch.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that. I like that a lot.
Luckily, Grizzlebrand is not legal in Commander. Phew. We'll make an exception for this one, though.
I figure you guys would like to see that.
That's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other one from today is in Gavin's article, Single Card Strategies. He outlines some cards that we had not seen before, and they're all dragon-centric. The link to that is right here. And I know we've got others, but hey, these count because they're part of previews.
Because they're dragons?
Because they're dragons.
Yeah, I saw Kibler, of course, was tweeting about some of these. Because Kibler.
Ooh.
Which one did you just do at?
The first one.
Okay, read it.
The Dragon's Horde. For 3 mana, it's a rare artifact. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, put a gold counter on Dragon's Horde. Tap, remove a gold counter from Dragon's Horde. Draw a card.
Ha!
Tap, add 1 mana of any color.
So it's a mana rock that just gets better with dragons.
Yeah, and you don't even have to spend any mana to do the draw card ability.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Right. Dark, are you in this article with us?
Mm-hmm. So the Wind Reader Sphinx.
That's a card. That is a reprint.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome to talk about it. It's cool.
And so is the Gin of Wishes.
Yeah. So the Apex of Power is the new one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for that one, that is 7 and 3 red mana. So a grand total of 10 mana.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's a sorcery that's mythic. And it says, exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-land cards exiled this way. If this spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one color.
Sweet. I was just about to say, this is absolutely worthless. Oh, it got a lot better.
Yeah.
So spend all your mana, and hey, you could cast some spells with your no mana left. But yeah, that's... Wow.
As I desire, so shall it be.
Here's the really neat thing. You can chain into other apexes of power, apices of power. What would be the plural of that anyway?
Yeah.
A pie.
A pipe. Probably not it, but let's go with it. You can
I
chain
would
into,
totally eat a pie of power, though. I'm just saying.
you can chain into more of these, and though the other copies you hit don't give you 10 more mana to work with, they give you a bunch of other cards to look at and work with the 10 mana you got from the first one.
But wait, if you get 10 mana and chain into another one and cast it, you don't have 10 mana anymore.
Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, my God, I didn't learn to read cards all over again.
Man, 3 weeks off and you just forget how to magic, don't you?
Well, what we need to do, here's what will make you feel better.
I mean, the Hearthstone cards play themselves. They just press the button and they do the thing.
Mike, do me a favor. Go down to the next black card called Fraying Omnipotence and read that card for everyone, and you will feel better.
Okay.
You will, actually.
Fraying Omnipotence. 3 black. It's a rare sorcery. Each player loses half their life, then discards half the cards in their hand, then sacrifices half the creatures they control. Round up each time. Okay, yes, I do feel
better. See, for those that don't know, Mike was the originator of like one of the Death Cloud decks. So, yeah. And at the bottom of the article, it covers Apex of Power, Fraying Omnipotence, and a card that is in the card image gallery that we haven't gotten to yet called Patient Rebuilding. And it shows basically the stages of Nicol Bolas's power. The Apex of Power when he was a pre-mending planeswalker. The Fraying Omnipotence, which actually is from the moment of the mending, and then him being, like, all right, we got to get on this. We're going to get this back.
Yeah, Patient Rebuilding is actually really cool, too.
What's it do?
For 3 blue, it's a rare enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land card put into that graveyard this way. So anytime you mill away some of your opponent's source of their power, you get to draw some cards.
Yeah.
Which sounds very Nicol Bolas. See, this is a nice little story. I had seen on Twitter the Horde and Fraying Omnipotence, but I had not seen the Apex. That's really cool. There's another dragon-centric card that apparently hasn't made its way here. I guess that was revealed today.
Oh, talking about Spitfire. That's cool.
That is a good one, too. What's that do?
Spit Flame. Okay. For 2 and a red, it's a rare instant. Spit Flame deals 4 damage to target creature. It's decent. We've seen better. But whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay red. If you do, return Spit Flame from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Burn things up, play some dragons, get it back. Like the only problem is that it adds 1 cost to each of your dragons, which are already damn expensive, but
yeah,
that's only if you want it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, there are plenty of ways that make dragon tokens. Like, hey, Dirk, did you see Lathlis in red?
Lathlis?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dragon Queen?
Yeah.
So, Lathlis, Dragon Queen, for 4 and 2 red, legendary creature dragon, that's a 6/6 with flying. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Aw, snap. And one more just to spite everybody. For 1 in a red, dragons you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So all your dragons get fire breathing at once.
Including her. That doesn't say other dragons.
No, it doesn't.
Huh.
Was it Bladewing the Risen that had something similar to this?
Yes. He gave +1/+1.
Yeah.
And there was a moon something dragon in Avacyn Restored that did it to all your creatures.
It was a moon something dragon.
It was Moon Veil Dragon.
There we go. Yeah, yeah. So I don't think I was thinking of a dragon-centric card. There's another dragon that was shown today that's not here. It's like the new Glory. What's the one in Standard right now? Damn it, Glorybringer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To Twitter, MTG Dragon. Dragon's Horde. No. The Demanding Dragon. For 3 red, it's a 5/5 rare dragon. 5/5 for 5 with flying, not bad. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target opponent unless that player sacrifices a creature. So it shows up and it either slams into your opponent or eats one of their dudes.
I would say one of their creature jumps out in front and takes the fireball for you.
Takes the fireball, yeah. But it's a 5/5 for 5 that definitely deals 5 damage or eats a creature.
Yeah.
Like, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hell yeah.
It's on the Planeswalker decks page.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm.
Not that... Ah, that's this tab. Nope. It's this tab. Nope. Did I close it? Oh, no, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up, I can read. Oh, yeah, there it is. Weird. Why is it here and not in the card image gallery?
I don't know.
Jesus.
Consolidated the two.
You'd think after all these years they would have their crap figured out. Also, I think I said this on Monday Night Magic, but my new favorite card name is in the set.
What's that?
Thud.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's a sorcery speed fling.
It's a sorcery speed flying, yeah.
For a single red, but it's called Thud, so who cares?
What happens when you fling something? It thuds.
It thuds. So just to get the full effect, for a single red, it's a uncommon sorcery. As an additional cost to cast it, sack a creature, and Thud deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target.
and the art on that is just great. I mean, the art on other cards is more beautiful, like the horses and all that, but the art on this is just great.
It is great.
And it goes well with the what is it, the bottom?
The flavor text.
The flavor text. The flavor text says, give him a push. Magwin, Goblin, Delinquent. So essentially, just push this thing off the top of the mountain and it just plummets onto something with a
Thud. Man, there's so much good stuff here. Like, we haven't even gotten into some of the like nitty gritty nonsense.
Well, usually we would have gotten into the mythics because we haven't gone over all the mythics yet.
We've gone over the dragons and the planeswalkers, so that's already a lot.
The other mythics are mostly reprints, right?
A lot of them are.
There aren't any anymore in white.
Resplendent Angel.
Resplendent Angel?
That's new.
Resplendent.
That is new. Yeah.
And good.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
what's it do,
that,
Dark?
Dirt?
So for 1 and 2 white, it's a 3/3 angel with flying. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 5 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But you got to gain 5.
Yeah.
So you would have some dedicated life gaining. So for 3 and 3 white, until end of turn, Resplendent Angel gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink.
What a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
I see what you did there.
Huh. So early game, it's a 3/3 flyer, and late game, it's a 5/5 flyer that spits out 4/4s.
Yeah.
That's
That has a way
insane.
of making babies.
I don't think a 4/4 with flying and vigilance is a baby.
Well, it's making
I'll say baby.
it's making an army.
There's a difference
But
between
notice it says
a baby and baby.
Notice, though, that it says at the end of each end step. So if you find a way to gain 5 life during someone else's turn, you'll get a token and untap with it.
Oh my gosh.
Now, it's 5 life. I've said that before, and people are like, oh, no big deal. 5 life is still a lot to be able to
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, her abilities, obviously, oh, look, make me into a 5/5. She pairs really well with that stupid Angel, Baneslayer Angel 2.0 from Zendikar. I say stupid as in, like, stupidly good Angel, Legendary Angel from Dominaria.
Yeah.
With lifelink. She seems pretty good.
I'm looking around, and there's a good amount of life gain here, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this stuff adds up.
Yeah.
Like, Johnny's Welcome, Herald of Faith, Dwarven Priest, hang on, where'd it go? Scroll. Where'd it go?
Oh, you said Dwarven Priest. Yeah.
Oh, Revitalize, the Shield Mare.
Herald of Faith, whenever it attacks, you gain 2 life, so that's that.
Yeah, like, there's plenty of ways to chain up to 5 life.
Johnny's Welcome.
And stuff in black, too, like Child of Night, a couple vampires with triggered abilities.
Yeah. Freaking Nightmare's Thirst, even. I really like this card, too. Nightmare's Thirst. This is so dumb. For a single black mana, it's an uncommon instant. The art is terrifying.
Yeah.
And it says, you gain 1 life. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. Damn.
And the art is just something special in terms of creepiness.
Yeah, sleep paralysis nowadays, it's like the alien abduction thing. Back in the day, it was called Old Hag, because the people who had sleep paralysis reported that, they couldn't move, they couldn't breathe. And because I think a lot of the way sleep paralysis seems to work, or at least in the psyche, the way your brain processes it is using whatever is around at the time. That's why nowadays a lot of people have the feeling that they're being abducted or studied by aliens, because that's what's in their head. Back in the day, it was a witch sitting on you. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on. There's a demon thing sitting on this poor sleeping person who can't move, and it looks like they're sucking some life out through his eyes.
And the shadow behind them is just...
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, that makes it.
Yeah.
Where is that light source? I guess it's like a fireplace down on the ground or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever is necessary to make this scene extra creepy.
Yeah, the demon set it up before he jumped on there.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, this will be really cool. Hang on. What if he wakes up when I turn this light on? It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Okay. It's a remote control spotlight. That's what it is. Sovereign's Bite. Target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Follow that up with... That's in black, by the way, for 1 and a black. Follow that up with Nightmare's Thirst. You've now gained 4 life and given something -4/-4. And bolted your opponent for a total of 3 mana. And that's a common and an uncommon. That's gonna happen at a pre-release. Those 2 cards are gonna be played in the same turn. And you're gonna be like, really?
Yeah, or you're going to swing with a Child of Night and follow it up with Nightmare's Thirst.
Oh, God. There's so much just neat stuff going on here. He said, we focused on all the, like, big crazy stuff, but all the little stuff is crazy, too. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. But it's, like, almost 10:30. Should we just pause here and come back next week?
Yeah.
I mean, part of me doesn't want to stop, because for a course that I'm really enjoying this, and it'd be very easy to sit here and go blah blah and this and this and this and this. But I think if we stop here, we've got a good amount to cover next time as well. So,
okay, wait, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if we pick 1 card each?
All right.
To like wrap it up. So
that sounds good.
I'll let you guys take a second to look. I've got one. It's a Johnny's Last Stand. A Johnny's Last Stand is not a hint that a Johnny's about to die. No.
No.
Which someone poked one of the flavor guys on Twitter and was like, what the hell? No. This is a flashback.
Yes.
This is the end of a Lara block. A Johnny's Last Stand for 2 white. It's a rare white enchantment. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice a Johnny's Last Stand. If you do, create a 4/4 white avatar creature token with flying. Not an angel. Did not realize that. Huh. And that's not its only ability. Second ability, when a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, if you control a planes, create a 4/4 white avatar creature token with flying. That if you control a planes might seem a little weird, but I think it's more so that you can't just put this wherever you want. And
yeah, you can't just jam it into a whatever deck and against an opponent who's going to make you discard something and be like, ha ha.
Yeah. So that's really cool that it's either an enchantment that just sits there and dares your opponent to kill one of your things, or you hold it in your hand and dare your opponent to cast that discard spell that you know they've got because you know how they are.
Yeah.
I really like that. Plus, it shows a Johnny standing up to Nicol Bolas, and I wouldn't say slapping him down exactly, but it punched his plan right in the balls.
Right in the balls.
Because he was going to absorb the power of the Maelstrom at the center of the 5 Shards of Alara, and use that power to, go back to his former apex of power.
Yep.
And instead, Johnny was like, wait, you can't do that.
And he did it by summoning, basically, a copy of of Nicol Bolas. And Nicol Bolas immediately realized that this copy of himself was the greatest threat to himself. So it was brilliant.
Yeah, and you'll note it's a 4/4 avatar. What size is Nicol Bolas in this set?
Ah.
That's awesome!
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. I really hope the avatar is like a wispy version of Nicol Bolas. Oh my god. Surely it will be, right?
Oh, that'd be cool. Have they not? I guess they haven't done the token.
I haven't seen a tokens article yet, so yeah. Okay. Who's next? Who's got one more card to talk about?
I'll go next with mine. Goreclaw, Terror of Kel Sesma.
Yeah, that one.
Sesma, yeah.
Of course, Dirk would pick the legendary bear, wouldn't he?
Well, obviously.
Well, yeah.
For 3 and a green, legendary creature bear. That's a 4/3. Says creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 generic mana less to cast.
What if it costs 2 less?
It costs 2 less. Whenever Goreclaw, Terror of Kel Sesma, attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Miniature overrun.
Yeah. Now, the complaint that people seem to have about this is, of course, the first legendary bear we get doesn't care about bears, 2/2s. But to that I respond, shut up. It's not a bear lord.
People complain about.
Yeah, because you got to complain about something, apparently, because it's the internet. But it's not a bear lord. It's a legendary bear. Like, not every legendary zombie cares about zombies. Not every legendary goblin cares about goblins. Shut your stupid face hole. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Plus, he's a 4/3 for 4, which is already not bad.
Yeah, and a 5/4 trample on the attack.
Yeah. Oh god, it does say each. It doesn't say other.
Yeah.
Jesus. So that's fun. All right, who's next?
All right, I picked out another one of these story moment enchantments.
Nice.
And really, it reminded me. It just made me think of Chewie immediately. If he likes cards like this. Sarkhan's Unsealing for 3 and a red. It's a rare enchantment. It's a good red rare enchantment. But it's
do they make
silly.
those?
But they do, but they're still very silly. And this is, but in a good way. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 4, 5, or 6, Sarkhan's Unsealing deals 4 damage to any target.
Ooh.
Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 7 or greater, Sarkhan's Unsealing deals 4 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control.
What in the hell is this showing?
It's showing
Sarkhan at the Eye of Ugin
yes.
starting to unlock the Titans, although he doesn't realize that's what Bolas manipulated him to do.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's pretty funny. You're right. This is totally a thing that I would like, yeah. That's why it's 7 or greater, because that was an Eldrazi thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right? Weren't there things that cared about 7 or greater? Or am I making that up?
There were effects that cared about super big things. I can't remember if 7 was a magic number, but yes.
Nice. Hang on, I'm going to search for 7 or greater. And get Conduit of Ruin. That's mana cost, though.
No, still.
Not of this world. Yeah, there were several things that cared about mana cost 7 or greater. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But still, that's really cool. And it makes me a happy Chewy. All right. Hey, Brian, what you got?
Could it be any other? I have the Chaos Wand. Because Chaos.
The Chaos Wand is neat.
It's an artifact. For 3 mana, it's a rare artifact. Pay 4 and tap it. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of that library in a random order. So I get to play with the cards.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think Day 9 got to reveal this. Which, yeah.
Seems about right.
Oh, hey, look, Crucible of Worlds.
That works well with
Everything.
Pretty much.
Wasn't there a green?
No, actually, Shapeshift.
Scapeshift.
Yes, it does. Which is here as a mythic.
Yeah. Crucible
But
and Scapeshift.
we should stop now because
We should.
otherwise we're going to keep finding more.
But those are 2 of the huge reprints. Crucible and Scapeshift have been reprinted and will be available for, standard, but not anyone really cares all that much. But more importantly, for modern.
I just realized Shock and Lightning Strike are in the same set together. That's interesting.
Really? They are? Holy crap.
And Electrify for whatever reason.
Because Zap?
I guess.
You dumbass? Zap your dumbass. Anyway, how about some final thoughts, gentlemen? We will come back to Corset 2019 next week.
I'll go ahead and do my final thoughts. So I was on Facebook and I saw one of my friends from high school, and was there a PT or in Roanoke?
There was a Pro Tour in Richmond, and the SCG Con was in Roanoke the week before.
Yeah, that one, SNG Con. Well, she went to the con in Roanoke, and she made day 2.
Nice. In which tournament, though? They were like 9.
I didn't get that from the Facebook post and everything.
Fair enough.
But yeah, she made day 2. It was I was like, Ray, that's awesome that one of the people I went to high school with, she did really well with it. Her and her, I want to say her husband, but I haven't kept up and everything. I was just going off Facebook, but the reason why I bring it up is that whenever she got home, she again posted on Facebook, but it brought to mind what happened, I think, what was it, a week or 2 ago with Anthony Bourdain, that she posted that back. I feel like crap. And I feel worthless. Long trip, I feel worthless. To be day 2 at a term of this sort I mean, I don't play Magic competitively. I probably, if I walked in, it'd be like that's the story I'm sure I've told many a times of walking in thinking, oh, I'm going to do Friday Night Magic. It'll also be fun. And then having the worst experience ever, that would be what it would be like for me to do competitive Magic tournaments of this sort at a SoCon and everything. But for her to make day 2 and then to post, I feel worthless. Really broke my heart.
Well, I think it goes to show you that you never, much like you said with Anthony Bourdain, you never completely know exactly what's going on in someone's life. And it may seem like, oh, this person has it so well, they have no reason to not be happy. And that may seem that way to everyone else. Look at Robin Williams, you know. So.
And so the reason I just want to bring it up is that, again, this was somebody that I have immense respect for, and someone I care very much about in terms of my personal life and everything. That she was somebody that whenever I was searching around and everything, I bumped into her, and she was one who I could talk to, and I felt, I felt very at ease with talking to. So I have, again, immense respect for her.
Right.
And to again read that she just felt worthless, just again, it broke my heart to read that.
Yeah.
And that it's one of those things that in the world we live in, we get so caught up in our personal lives and everything that we really do need to make sure that we do check in with each other.
Yes.
Whether it's someone you haven't seen in a while, or someone just your colleagues, friends, family, and all of that. It's just one of those things that we do a very terrible job of it in our society, of checking in with people to make sure that, hey, how are you doing? I haven't talked. Just something as simple as that does make a bit of a difference in people's lives. And so, just as my final thought is, to myself, as a personal note to myself, and to, I know these guys, with us talking each week, we do get a bit of a chance to check in. But for those of you that are listening, just to, make sure if there's people in your lives that you love and care about, that even though you may feel that they're doing great, check in with them. And if you yourself are having a hard time and everything, then please, by all means, find a friend, find somebody, find an outreach of some sort. Please let them know, because there is just too much going on with people who we all care about, whether celebrity or just your best friend, who just sometimes they just want somebody to talk to. So, and with that, that's the end of my final thoughts and everything.
Well said, my friend.
Very well.
And I also must head on to bed before my nose runs off without me.
I mean, it sounds like it's working on it already.
Yeah, this is the sinus drainage season. Whenever there's the change of seasons, my sinuses, it happens twice a year. As soon as the major temperature changes and pollen kicks up, I cannot sleep at night because I'm busy mouth breathing. I can't breathe through my nose. My nose just goes so stopped up. So
Dorks a mouth breather.
If I have sounded sort of weird in this, like got my nose, like I've got my fingers over my nose, it's because I've been busy muting myself so that I'm not all the time as I blow my nose and do all this. I've actually been trying to mute myself. So those couple of times when they're like, Dirk, it's not because I'm like lollygagged off. It's because I muted myself and I forgot to unmute myself because I was busy blowing my nose. So
don't lie, Dirk. Some of those times you would also lollygagged off.
Yeah,
well,
it
does happen occasionally where I get distracted by something, but
it's not just because
I mean, I didn't look at any of this, so I'm busy kind of looking through all this stuff too to see what all the new cards are. But yeah, like I said, my nose has been very stopped up, and I've been muting a bunch so that I can blow my nose, because I know that's so attractive online when you guys are listening and being like, oh my gosh, It's like a jet engine is trying to take off. So, but with that, have a good night, all.
Yes, sir.
Good night, Dirk.
Nothing I say is gonna be as impactful as what he just said.
Just an addendum to Dirk's final thought. Don't check in on me. Check in on someone else. I'm good. I got people checking on me already. It's fine. Check in on Dirk. Make sure his nose didn't run off without it.
I felt I was so ready to make the refrigerator joke.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it while he was here. Well, I guess I've got two quick final thoughts. One is, let's go with the slightly more negative one. So a little while ago, when we were talking about potential, when they announced the changes to Arena and they said everyone was going to be getting the copies of Walking Ballista and the other important cards from Kaladesh that aren't Walking Ballista, that we would start to see some very homogenized decks with a lot of Walking Ballistas and the Scrap Heap guy and lots of Heart of Kieran. And my prediction was 100% correct. So, yay. I know why they did it, and I'm glad the people that want to play those decks were going to go ahead and, invest and craft those cards anyway. So if it saves everybody a little bit of trouble, that's fine. But still like, oh, look, this again. That's awesome. So whatever, But on a happier note, I'm going to try and go to a PPTQ this coming weekend. I may have mentioned that I went to one a couple weeks ago with more of a homebrew type deck because I got to do something like that. And it was a Antiquities War deck that actually won a game with the Antiquities War. It was crazy. Turns out Walking Ballista is a really good card. And, when it's turned into a base 5/5 and has 3 counters on it, that's a lot of damage. So, yay. This time I'm going to go with a slightly more mainstream deck. It's a Walking Constrictor. No, that's Walking Ballista. But maybe that's what I'll call the deck is Walking Constrictor because Walking Ballista and Winding Constrictor go really well together. Like, really well together. Like, really well together.
Yeah, that's why they've been appearing together in decks for like 2 years now.
Yes, I know. Wait, they haven't been in Standard for 2 years, but
haven't they?
Walking Ballista is
almost.
It's damn near 2 years.
Both of them are from Kaladesh block.
Yeah, which.
Sorry, like a year and a half. Then my bad.
Okay, so when does
almost 2?
I can't keep track of like set rotations anymore because I guess.
The fall.
Yes, okay, I get fall, but because you're used to one block be like what we've got coming up with Ravnica, the whole next year is going to be quote unquote return to Ravnica block, and I can go, okay, all this stuff goes out of Standard at the same time with different sets, different blocks. I have to actually stop and think, okay, when did this set actually enter Standard? So I guess what we're going to lose is we're going to keep Ixalan, right?
Yeah, we keep Ixalan, Dominaria,
and we're gonna lose
in the core set.
Yeah,
so we lose Kaladesh and Amonkhet. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
I haven't played Standard in forever.
And I have no concept of the passage of time. And it turns out that works forwards and backwards. So, ask your parents. Hey, Dad, when does this rotate? What?
Exactly. But hey, Mike, quick question. I want to make sure this works the way I think it does because, again, I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to Standard. I have out a Winding Constrictor, and I play a Jade Light Ranger. If there's a non-land card at the top of my library, how many +1/+1 counters does it get if I keep that card on top both times?
They're 2 separate events, so you'll get a total of 4. 1+1 and 1+1.
That's what I thought. No wonder everybody likes Jade Light Ranger. Not to mention the fact that it can like pseudo draw you 2 cards. That's good too.
It's also just really good in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's it for me. Who's next?
Well, that would be Mike.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry if I'm surprising you by not running off, but I'm actually relatively awake and alert today. For another 5 minutes, you're on the clock.
Yeah, I was actually thinking earlier this week about maybe going to Friday Night Magic tomorrow for the first time in a very long time.
Cool.
Because I just don't have anything going on for the first time in a very long time. And I'm not sure what kind of deck to take, but I'm leaning towards something that's simple and actually kind of silly and stupid, because it would be easier to just sit down and run through instead of a deck that I have to actually think about. So I was actually contemplating putting back together a Goblin Charbelcher deck for Modern.
Yeah.
Because I still had the old list. I saved the old list that I was using before that worked in exactly one game, and none of the others I played that night, but that's fine. It was worth it. And then just a few, last month or something like that, I ended up seeing in a TCG player email, Corbin Hostler went online and played some games with a slightly different version of it. Same basic idea, but some of the cards switched out for other things, and actually he felt like it did pretty well for the games he played. And I looked that over, and I agreed with some of the card differences between the list he was using and the one I was using, but I decided to keep some of the things the same. So I actually saved an edited list based on what he put up, and I am considering putting it together and going out to Friday Night Magic and just sitting and hanging out and playing stupid deck and
Nice.
seeing who was there. We'll see. I haven't put the cards together yet, so that means I would have to do that sometime this evening, because I don't think I'll have time to do it in between getting home from work and going to the shop. So we'll see if I actually feel like doing it, and we'll see if I actually get it out of work in time tomorrow to make it. That's kind of sucked the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, you heard right.
Well, I heard it from you, so I hope you wouldn't lie about that sort of thing.
No.
Oh, yeah, work's been really rough. Word then.
Yep, we'll see what happens.
Lord, well, if it works, let me know and I'll inflate Corbin's ego slightly.
Okay.
Because that's what Twitter's for, is for complaining about things that you used to love and that other people love, and shooting them down when they love things that you don't, and also for inflating people's egos. Word. So that leaves me, and I actually not been great this week. I've had a bit of an existential crisis that I'm pretty sure I finally worked out, but I've had a headache for 4 days, so that's kind of brutal. I have a headache right now that keeps occasionally flaring up. In the middle of a sentence earlier, I almost choked, because I was like, talk, is what I wanted to say. But I didn't actually say that. So, that sucks, but I think it's just stress. So, hopefully I'll get over that. I've decided to continue chasing the dream and changing things up rather than... So, essentially, dear listeners, this is what happened. I had a job opportunity that would have paid significantly more money than I'm making now, because, I'm still mostly broke. But it would have also completely eaten up a large chunk of the time that I put towards the content creator dream chasing. And after lots of stress and at least one not very well slept night, that was last night, and lots of talking it out and thudding my head into the wall and things of that nature, I decided to keep chasing the dream, stay true to myself. I've made it... I didn't start doing this for the money, obviously. Obviously. So I've decided to stick with the content creation, just alter the way I do it. I'm going to focus more on streaming, and so I'm going to be getting a schedule set up for that and coming up with things. And YouTube is going to be pretty much just a place where I put highlights from the stream, which is what I've pretty much been doing for the last however long now. But now that's going to be all YouTube is for. because YouTube takes every opportunity it can to completely screw its creators. So I'm going to stop throwing hours and hours and hours and hours into like making a video, because it's not worth it. It's going to be more worth my time to spend that time and effort and energy on making the stream better. And I think that will just be better overall for my general health. But that also means all I can do is chop up some streams, and I have several days worth of videos, which has been, like, right now I've got 2 videos waiting to be made public for the next 2 days, which gives me time to work on other streams. It's kind of nice since I've moved my focus. And so with that, I've been streaming a lot more, maybe not more, but more different things. Slay the Spire is still a thing that I stream a lot, which is a roguelike deck building turn-based RPG, turn-based combat. It's very strange, but it's brilliant. I love it so much. And I think it's the only game in early access that I've ever just desperately loved, which is bizarre. And they update it regularly and add more things. They just added the 3rd character or class or whatever. And yeah, that's all going to be going up on YouTube. Not all, but some of the good runs are going to be going up on YouTube. You all right, Brian?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
My microphone just popped out real quick. Sometimes it does that.
That's
I
hot.
received a text and I tried to reach into my pocket, and my hand caught the cord.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
like you do.
I've also been playing Batman Arkham Asylum over on stream. Actually, I did 3 streams of it, and I beat it the last time. It's a great game. The next time that I stream it, it'll be for collecting the rest of the Riddler challenges throughout the game, and then diving into the challenge maps, the combat and stealth challenges. And after that, I'll probably move into Arkham City, which is my favorite of the 2 by a long shot, because Arkham City is huge, and there are a million different things to do and get lost in, and I love it so much. It hurts. Also, they improved on Arkham Asylum in basically every way. Combat, the gadgets, the mobility, the story, I think, is more interesting. The boss fights are definitely more interesting. They just improved it all the way around. And yeah. But first I have to finish Asylum. Yay. And also Hearthstone. I streamed some Hearthstone laddering a couple nights ago. Or last night, I guess it was, actually. And ended up moving from rank 8 all the way up to rank 5 in one stream. So that was awesome. I haven't been to rank 5 in months. So that feels pretty good.
Never actually been there myself. So how's the view?
It's all right. There's a lot of Odd Paladin up here.
Oh, see, you're not inspiring me a whole lot.
But it's cool. I'm going to try to make it to like the next level up 4 or 3, so that when it drops me that much less further, because the way that the ladder works in Hearthstone now, you only drop 4 ranks.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get up to 3, it'll only drop me to 7, and that's awesome. So, but I don't have the time and interest, I don't think, to make it all the way to Legend this season, even if I did really want to. It's the 21st already, and I've got a bunch of other stuff to do, so I don't see that happening. But you never know, I might get a hair, as my old man would say, a hair crossways in my butt, and decide that all the streams are going to be Hearthstone until I get to Legend.
I've never heard that phrase before. And yet, I know exactly what it means.
See?
I'm uncomfortable and I need to stand up.
Yeah. The old man has a lot of sayings like that.
He does, yeah. Did you ever hear... Oh, can't say that on the show. But anyway,
He has a lot of things like that, too.
So if any of that sounds appealing to you, there's also... We played some Killing Floor 2. Oh my god, there's a new event going, so all of the zombie things that usually attack you in Killing Floor 2 are in... They're in like circus mode, so there are these weird strongmen dress things and clowns and just all kind. The thing that walks up and grabs you, that whips the camera around to face it, of course it's a clown. So that's horrifying. Although Bill had it the worst, he said that he got grabbed by one during Zed time, which is slow motion. So that makes it way worse. But yeah, we did a long stream of that. It was me and Cap and Haley and Steph and Bill. Cap and Haley, that was all of us. Yeah, there were 5 of us. So yeah, everything is awesome there. So come to the stream. It's twitch.tv/themanapool. If you have Amazon Prime, did you know that with Amazon Prime, you get one Twitch subscription token, essentially, that you can give to any streamer you want? I personally, and this might be entirely selfish of me, recommend that you give it to a smaller streamer because we get the same benefit from it as if it was a paid subscription. You know, the usual subscription is like $4.99 a month, I think, to a channel to help support them and get their emotes and all that good stuff. But a smaller people, just based on percentage of the number of subs we get, everyone is a way higher percentage than someone that's a huge streamer already. So consider, if you have Amazon Prime, linking your Twitch account and then giving your subscription token to a smaller streamer. Of course, you could always give it to me. That's awesome. But give it to someone, whether it's me or not. The only problem with it is you have to go in and re-up every month. But that's fine. It tells you that when you go to their channel. Like my subscription always goes to Cap, Lair of Lore. And every time I go to his channel, I have to look. Do I have to resub yet? No. Ha! And when I do, I just click subscribe. And it goes, ding. Yay. So it only takes a few minutes of your time, but it helps the smaller streamer that you give your token to immensely. And we will love you forever. Yeah. But other than that, all of the stuff where all of the stuff is the Manapool. We've got a Manapool Twitter, the Manapool on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. We have a subreddit now, r/the Manapool. So by all means, if you have any idea what to do with that, let me know. Because I don't Reddit, so I don't know what to do with Reddit right now. It's just another thing that I have to periodically check on because I don't know what to do with it. But, is there anything else? I guess that's everything. Oh, there's themanapool.com, duh, where you can find all of the podcast, of course. Oh, and YouTube, that's the other one. The YouTube stuff is all the Manapool. But if you want to help support what I do with the 2 podcasts a week, hey, there's Monday Night Magic too, I do with Bill and Clues. Don't forget that. Weekly tournament results and the Magic News. Hourly. It's quick, give me a strange period of time. Bicentennially. Wait.
You guys are ahead of the game.
But no, we record every week on Monday nights, so it usually goes up late Monday night, sometimes Tuesday morning. But it's Magic News and tournament results and all the stuff that's going on that we don't spend much time on here unless it's news that pertains to what we talk about. But if it's like, hey, this tournament's changing, yeah, whatever, we don't care on this show. That's what Monday Night Magic's for, right? Right. But anyway, if you want to help support what I do with all of the 2 podcasts a week and the streaming and the YouTubing and everything, then the most direct way to do that is on Patreon at patreon.com/themanapool, where you can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. YouTube videos used to be like 24 hours early, but these days you get them way earlier than that because as soon as I get a video done, it's uploaded to YouTube, but it's not made public, and it goes straight onto Patreon. And right now, there's one at least that's been there for like 3 or 4 days because it's not time to post it yet. So yeah, you can get early stuff. You can get the early stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. That's uncensored and unfiltered. And if, like, for instance, if you want to hear what we started talking about immediately after the Sam quiz you heard at the very beginning of this, with Sam still there, then by all means, check it out. And if you want to be exceptionally generous, you can become a Manapool lifeguard, which gets you the early stuff, the odds and ends, and you'll get the shout out on both podcasts and on the end slate for all the YouTube videos that go up each month you support at that tier. So to that end, I'd like to thank Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Corey Cloutier, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team U, Hellas Haryu, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brittain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, AJ Javieris, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Cows, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Jimmy Scott, Violet Moon, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Miller Burned, and Aaron Goodwine. The Beast Father. Oh my god. I love that list.
It's a good list.
It is a good list. So thank you all so very much. I could not do this without you, quite literally. So with that, we should wrap this episode up. So this has been the Mana Pool number... Nope, that's Monday Night Magic. The Mana Pool number 514, right? I think that's right.
Let's say yes.
So, numbers are hard, all right? So thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.